Hello and welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be discussing the linking of Revit rooms and spaces to the CodeBook database. It's important to remember when using CodeBook, the link between CodeBook and Revit is not a live link. Any changes that occur in a Revit model need to be validated and synchronized against the CodeBook database for those changes to be reflected in CodeBook. During the synchronization process, CodeBook will update the areas and locations of a room in the CodeBook database, as well as taking the opportunity to map and update any shared parameters that have been previously set up in the CodeBook database against Revit and against CodeBook. In this tutorial, we're going to break this up into three short sections. In the first section, we're going to be dealing with CodeBook rooms to Revit. So this assumes that we have a CodeBook database. The CodeBook database has been created manually, or it's been created using an ADB import or an Attenure import. This means that we already have a pre-existing list of rooms in the CodeBook database, but no rooms in the Revit model as of yet. So to export these rooms from CodeBook to Revit, we need to select the Output tab, and then we need to choose the option to export rooms to Revit. CodeBook will now load the Add CodeBook Rooms to Revit form, to which we can select the entire project, a selected department, or a selected floor. We also have the option to exclude rooms that are already linked to BIM. This means if we're performing this action for a second or third time perhaps, CodeBook will ignore previously linked rooms. If I select selected departments, we can see that CodeBook has detected that there are 4 new rooms to import. We simply need to click Apply and enter our CodeBook project password. CodeBook has now completed the action and 4 rooms have been added to Revit. Selecting OK here and close will return me to CodeBook. If I now move over to Revit, select Rooms, we can see the 4 newly created rooms that we can now grab and place in a required location. That completes the task of exporting CodeBook rooms from the CodeBook database into Revit. The next section of this is linking individual rooms to a room located already in Revit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to select our NCU29. I'm just going to copy that room. So we can see now I have an unlinked NCU29. Now if I move over to Revit, we can see that we have a room here that's been placed but not linked to CodeBook. What we do is we select the room in CodeBook and select the option to link to a Revit room. CodeBook will then hand us over to Revit. We select the room. That room has been linked and synchronized successfully. We can see that the copy room has turned black from red to indicate that this is now a valid link. The final option in the linking process assumes that you have rooms perhaps in CodeBook, but you have a loaded Revit project that is not linked to CodeBook or contains rooms that perhaps have been created in Revit but don't exist in CodeBook as of yet. To import these rooms into CodeBook, we can choose the option for CodeBook and the option to import rooms. CodeBook will now take us through a 6-stage process in which we select the rooms we wish to export from Revit and import into CodeBook. So we're going to select all departments, all levels, and all phases. We're going to click Next, and we're going to update existing CodeBook rooms and add new CodeBook room if the existing room is not found. So we'll click Next here again. CodeBook now will show the Revit parameters available to map to the CodeBook database. we have a default parameter set such as department, number, name, area. We're going to select Next. If CodeBook cannot find a default department name or a default department code, it will use the DXX as a default and department total as a default. So we'll click Next and move on to the final stage 6, in which we'll apply the import. So CodeBook is exporting 67 rooms to the CodeBook database. If we move back to CodeBook now and refresh the navigator, we can see that the newly imported rooms exist in the CodeBook database. That concludes today's tutorial. If you have any questions, please contact support@codebookinternational.com. Thank you.